Now, I don't want to just end the program on that, but if there are any Gen Zers watching, I hope you get inspired by my next guest, who's also from this generation of Gen Z. And instead of doing the blame and complaining game, he went to do something to develop himself better and even start contributing to our nation's economy. Joining me now is Shenal Vanderwall, who's a tech entrepreneur and a program developer. Thank you very much, Shenal, for coming on the show. Appreciate it. My biggest question is, why did you, at the age of, I think, around 23, 24, was thinking about doing something different rather than going with the flow of your same generation? I mean, you managed to create an app that helps a lot of office people and not go into the path of more what Gen Zers are doing these days.
Sure. Thanks, Mahieash. I think for me, basically, I like the idea of building softwares. So that's what I really like to do. I started way back, probably around when I was 18, 16 time. I was very passionate about building softwares. That's all what I did. What ended up happening, I went ahead and started registering my first company back in, I think, 2015, 2016 time. So what actually happened, basically, I was surrounded by amazing set of people who did not know what I was doing. So I was surrounded by that type of people. So I was eventually forced to sort of get into do what I actually love doing at a commercial level. So I think for any of you guys, whoever doing that, you have to have a passion for whatever you want to do, and eventually you're going to get surrounded by different types of like-minded people, and that's going to move you forward. But at one point, you will feel like, for example, you'll feel like, okay, I'm done, and I'm not going to do it any further. If you're actually running out of your passion, that's the moment where people actually have to figure out whether to keep it going or not. So for me, basically, I love doing and building softwares, and I was surrounded by amazing set of people, and I was enjoying myself seeing other people using my products. So I didn't really feel bad about that. So I was already on the line of doing things the way how I expected. So that's what made me really going forward with that.
Shenal, what's your advice to the whole Gen Z generation right now, who's a majority of the time blames everyone else other than themselves and expect everything spoon-fed?
Sure, good question actually, Mahesh. So basically, for example, you will start blaming everything when you are in the wrong environment. Basically, you're gonna start blaming your environment, neighbors, your processes. So if you're doing that, you are in the wrong hands of something. So first, try to get out of that. That would be my first advice, and do whatever that makes you happy. Because everybody has to start somewhere. And if you're starting somewhere that doesn't make you really happy, that's not going to get you anywhere. So if you really want to do something really well, first advice would be start something that makes you first happy, and do that for about some time, maybe 12 months, and figure out if you really want to do it any further. If the answer is yes, go forward. If the answer is no, stop it doing right away, because it's not going to get you to the next point.
Absolutely. Good advice indeed. Thank you very much. That was Shenal Vanderwall, a very young tech entrepreneur with a lot of prospect for the future. Appreciate you sharing that, Shenal.